Hey guys, it's me, Toby, and welcome to Nickelodeon Talk. And today we're going to be looking at Season 1, Episode 2 of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Let's begin. The episode starts off with the turtles sleeping. Then they get waken up by April, so they have to train in order to get breakfast, and Mikey fumbles and messes up the training exercise of them sparring each other. As you can see in a second, they eventually get breakfast, which is cereal-topped pizza, which I find pretty interesting, why they don't just have cereal. Anyways, then again, it's Ninja Turtles. Then April decides to lead them to where the Technodrome was so she can get her story, since, the Technodrome makes a huge blast and appears, and then there's a scene of the Shredder controlling the Technodrome. Why they do these hand shots, I don't know, instead of just him entirely. Anyways, back to the story. Shredder then introduces you to a new character as of the time, Crane, and Crane gives Shredder the idea to mutate his people to create bigger, better mutants. So after they find the Technodrome, they go back to the lair to tell Master Splinter what is going on. Meanwhile, two robots are blasting at a zoo to none other than, as you'll see in a second, kidnap animals. Personally, I think this is just plain animal cruelty, which makes sense since it's villains doing this. As you can see, the robots are melting the bars in order to lasso the animals. The animals will, and do, try to escape, but ultimately it's futile. And bystanders at the zoo are terrified. There's more scenes of the robots trying to kidnap a warthog and a rhino and drag them underground. Meanwhile, again, the turtles continue searching for the Technodrome again, this time with Splinter. Anyways, Splinter goes wandering off on his own, I think. Meanwhile, Shredder is in the Technodrome trying to find volunteers for the mutant experiment, where he's going to turn some of his men into mutants. All of them are hesitant. They don't want anything to do with the experiment. And then Shredder points out the fact that they could get revenge on the Turtles from the first episode. So, Bebop and Rocksteady decide to do the experiment, not knowing exactly what the experiment is. And Shredder comes in with the can of mutagen. They're all terrified because they don't know why they're strapped to a table. And meanwhile, the turtles are going out of the sewer onto the streets, making a run for it, all the way to a pizza place, which happens to be next door to Channel 6 News. Meanwhile, Splinter is still searching underground, trying to figure out what's going on, and he is taken. The turtles eventually find out about this, and a big battle ensues. As you can see, Michelangelo is fighting one of the robots, and so is Leonardo, a different robot, and it's just an epic battle, as you can see. They decide to make an explosion to get out of there just in time so they don't get crushed by one of the other robots. And they eventually come into a room with the Shredder in it, as you can see right here. The Shredder explains how if it wasn't for him, the Ninja Turtles would never exist, explaining that he's the reason that Hamato Yoshi, aka Splinter, is the way he is. Therefore, same as the Turtles. I'd like to point out the Mugen is also purple in this instead of green. Anyways, the Turtles try to save Splinter even though the Shredder offered them a job. They get away from Bebop and Rocksteady, and they save Splinter, as you can see right here. Later, they go to the park, where they have these blasters, Bebop and Rocksteady, and they use sewer lids to protect themselves from the blasters. Then they throw those sewer lids at the bad guys, and another fight ensues. Then Mikey accidentally has a good idea to trap them in one of the zoo cages. Since they're back at the zoo, they get trapped. They make fun of their intelligence on how they got trapped in a zoo cage by getting tricked to get in there. And April O'Neil comes along, of course, and gets her story. Mutant Warhog and Mutant Rhino. Later, one of Shredder's robots comes back, and to save them, he ties them up, and of course, the last part of the episode is they want a word with the Shredder. Well, the other way around. And yeah, that is it. See you guys next time. Bye.